Hey guys, today we're going to be wrapping up the short video series I've been doing comparing backpack offerings from some of the larger and more popular brands that are currently on the market. We've looked at companies such as Osprey, the North Face, Patagonia, the types of brands that may be found in some of the big box stores such as Best Buy, Dick's, REI, and maybe seen by a lot of people. I've left out a few brands that are probably in this category, such as Swiss Gear or Ogio. I don't have anything against those brands, but I just don't have as much experience across their product lines as the companies that I've included. And I also, just really wanted to stick to some of the bags that I think might be closest to each other in terms of feature, price points, and things like that. So hopefully this video series has been helpful. I'll make sure to link to the previous videos that I've done in this series in the description below. And before jumping in, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Danny, and on this channel, we love reviewing popular travel and everyday carry gear. If you like these types of videos and you'd be interested in seeing more, please consider subscribing as it helps the channel out a lot. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump in. The first bag on the list is the Patagonia Refugio, which is a 28-liter all-purpose bag. Like many of Patagonia's other products, it has a pretty outdoorsy and technical vibe, but it's still, something that I would feel comfortable taking to campus, for traveling. I like that it's a little bit more functional and has webbing on the outside, a lot of great pocketing, laptop protection, and Patagonia is a company that has a very passionate following, and they do a lot of environmental work, so a really cool mission that the company has. I can see why they've become so popular. People support them, and their products are meant by design to last a long time. They're meant to be repaired so that you reduce use by just using them for a long time and having to purchase less. So I really like the philosophies that go along with Patagonia's mission, and the bag itself, it does live up to that. It feels rugged. It has YKK zippers, recycled nylon kind of exterior. It's pretty lightweight, and even though it does offer laptop protection and a pretty comfortable harness system, it's not going to be quite as robust as some of the other bags on the list. You can see that it bends pretty nicely, so it doesn't have like a thick frame sheet or anything like that, but that does help keep the bag fairly lightweight. The material also feels weather resistant. And these are some of the things that I've noticed across the different bags that I've tried out from the company, not just with this one, but also their black hole backpack, which I really liked. I just like the aesthetics of this particular one a little bit better. The pricing on the bags is also fairly reasonable. I know Patagonia in general is a little bit pricier sometimes, but this one coming in at $90 to me is pretty reasonable considering the features and the build quality and all of the things that kind of went into building it. So, really good things to say about Patagonia. And if you're looking for a durable and versatile backpack from a company such as Patagonia, then the Refugio is going to be a great option to take a look at. The next bag on the list is the Osprey Metron, and Osprey is a company that has a very wide depth of backpack styles. They have minimalist backpacks, they have very technical packs, travel backpacks, daily bags, and we've looked at a ton of them on the channel. I compared the Osprey Quasar with the North Face Borealis backpack pretty recently, and that was a really fantastic all-purpose bag. Reminded me a lot of the Refugio as well. The one that I have here is the Metron, which I particularly like as it's a little unique in the features that it offers for cycling. You have a pocket to hold your U-lock, you can attach your bicycle helmet, you can compress this down. It is a pretty sleek and aerodynamic shape, clamshell style opening, good organization. Osprey's other offerings such as the Quasar or their Apogee are really solid bags as well. Compared to Patagonia, they remind me a lot of each other and they're pretty similar in price point. The Apogee and the Quasar, I believe, come in at about $90, which is what the Refugio costs. Something like this may be a little bit over the $100 price point, but still pretty reasonable given the additional features that something like this has. Osprey also has a lot of, kind of lightweight bags that are meant to go hiking and also for traveling. So they managed to balance a lot of different factors very well. I've had a few of their bags over the years. They've been very reliable. And if you're looking for something that's kind of a Patagonia style bag, but maybe you need some additional padding or comfort in the harness system with an option like the Metron, then it's definitely going to be another great option to take a look at. Up next, we have the North Face Recon backpack, and I've looked at a few different North Face bags over the past few months. We've looked at their Kaban backpack, the Surge backpack, Borealis, and the Recon, they've all been updated fairly recently, and the North Face bags have actually really impressed me with their comfort. In particular, the harness systems that they have are some of the best that I've tried out. They have a similar kind of vibe to Osprey and Patagonia in my opinion, so technical, functional. They have webbing, straps, compression, a lot of the things that we've seen across all those bags. Where the North Face stands out to me a little bit, in addition to the harness system, is that their bags feel just a little bit more robust. They have, they're made out of recycled polyesters and nylons as well, but there's something about them, they just feel a little bit thicker. That also adds to the weight, so that's something to consider if weight is the primary consideration to you. North Face bags may be a little bit heavier. I would look towards Osprey and Patagonia maybe, but they're very durable. They have that extra bit of comfort, particularly in the laptop compartments. Many of them are suspended. They just feel like they're going to offer a little bit more support. They have more rigid frame sheets, which, as I showed earlier with the Refugio backpack, that one is a little more bendy. So if support and comfort are primary concerns for you and you want something that's just going to feel a little bit thicker in a similar price range, then the North Face bags are probably going to be the way to go. The next bag on the list, which starts to bridge the functional with the more kind of minimalist backpacks, is the Fjallraven Raven 28, which I looked at a while back on the channel, and it always kind of stayed with me. I was really impressed when I first used this, as it offers a very minimal aesthetic, kind of classic heritage vibe, but still bringing some of the functionality and technical features that I like from both tech bags and bags like the Osprey and Patagonia. I like the Raven series in particular. I know Fjallraven is very well known for their Cancan backpacks, which I've never been a fan of. It's just not my aesthetic, and the straps on that don't look very comfortable. But the Raven series just, offers such a great balance of pockets. There's so many different organizational options for anything that you might need. It's offered in two sizes. There's the 20 liter if you want something a little bit smaller, and this 28 liter version that I have here, which does tend to stick out quite a bit. I do get a little bit of kind of high school backpack vibes, like my old Jan Sports, where when I really fill this out, it feels like I'm carrying a lot, but that does also give you a lot of flexibility, particularly if you're a student, you have to carry binders and books. This is going to give you a lot of space. It has a well-protected laptop sleeve. I really love the variety of pockets that are offered. You can use them all. The G1000 fabric on the Fjallraven backpacks is durable. It feels good. It doesn't feel quite as weather resistant as some of the nylon and recycled fabrics from Patagonia and Osprey, but it still feels like it's going to do a good job. You have YKK zippers, some leather accents, so again, just giving it a little bit more of that heritage and classic vibe. The harness system is pretty comfortable. The straps are well padded and breathable. The back panel, however, on the Fjallraven bags is going to leave a lot to be desired in terms of breathability. You're definitely going to get sweaty while wearing this, particularly if it's packed out, but that's the case with a lot of these style of bags, and if you don't mind that so much and you're just looking for something that's going to be kind of timeless in its aesthetic, fit into a lot of different environments, and give you some great organizational options, again, in this kind of $100 price range, then this is going to be a fantastic option to take a look at. Another company that feels kind of similar to Fjallraven, in my opinion, is Herschel, in that they have some kind of classic, timeless designs that they've updated with some modern touches. I really like their Pop Quiz backpack. This is super popular. I've seen it on many campuses, exploring a ton of different cities around the world. I always see some of these while I'm out and about, and with good reason. They have a very classic aesthetic. It takes that JanSport kind of vibe and updates it with a laptop protection, extra organization. The laptop sleeve on the Pop Quiz is still one of the better implementations that I've seen. It's very well padded, and it has the fleece lining that helps protect against scratches, so a good implementation there. And in a few of their bags, they have grown a lot. They're a very popular company, and with that comes a little bit of an inflated price point, in my opinion. The Pop Quiz has held up well during the time that I've used it. I haven't had any issues, but the quality on it doesn't feel as robust as the other companies that I've mentioned so far. It's definitely not on the same level, I would say, as something like Fjallraven. The materials here just don't feel as weather resistant, and as far as using this every day over the longer term, I trade out backpacks a lot as a reviewer, but I could see this starting to struggle a little bit, particularly when it's packed out with a lot of books and weight. The shoulder straps on this version are pretty comfortable, and like the Fjallraven backpack, the pack is not very breathable. You will tend to get sweaty. but it does a good job for what it's intended for you know, people that have a lighter book load or are just looking for a simple day pack. It can hold a little bit more than you would expect, I believe, because of its simple layout. A nice, you know, clean pocketing. It has a fleece lined pocket for your sunglasses. Again, good laptop protection. And so if you're more interested in something that's kind of well known, that's going to offer a timeless look, and that maybe is going to be, you're going to pay a little bit of a premium for the brand name, but if that's not as important to you, then these are still going to be a pretty decent option to check out. However, I would probably, you know, look at this secondarily to many of the other bags on this list. Up next, we have Thule. And Thule is a company that has always impressed me with the variety of bags and features that they're able to offer at pretty reasonable prices. Their bags generally come in the $100 to $130 price range. Some of their travel bags can get a little bit more expensive, but generally they offer good quality items at a reasonable price. They're a little bit more tech focused, sleeker, futuristic looking. They have a very distinct style, but they also have a very wide range of bags that they offer, even just in a daily bag category. We've looked at their Accent, their En Route, their Subterra series. And then here I have the Strävan, which I've actually had my eye on for many years. This bag has been around for a while. I remember seeing it at Best Buy a lot. And it seems to be a nice blend of Thule's more futuristic and tech-focused offerings and something like the Fjallraven or North Face backpacks that are a little bit more outdoorsy and functional. This one, to me, kind of sits in the middle where it looks a little bit techy and futuristic, but it still maintains, you know, the external water bottle pockets, compression straps on the bottom, but it still has the distinctive Thule features such as kind of the hard protection, quick access pocket, good protection for your devices, lots of organizational options, and coming in at about $100. So, you know, if you're somebody who needs to carry a laptop, a tablet, other tech devices, you need a little bit of space, and you're looking for a comfortable bag that's going to be with you for a while and come in at a reasonable price, then Thule is going to be a very solid option to consider. Moving more into the tech bag territory, we have Timbuk2, which will always have a special place in my heart, as Timbuk2's bags were some of the first that I started to use as I really got into this backpack world and moved away from my old school JanSport. I was just really into the features and the aesthetics that they had. It's been great to see how they've evolved their product line over the years. We've featured tons of their bags on the channel. One of my favorites has always been the Authority Pack, particularly this Deluxe version that came out a little more recently, which has some upgraded features and a really comfortable harness system. But on its own, the Authority Pack just always had good laptop protection, a lot of great organization for everything that you might need to carry with you. It is a little bit larger at 28 liters, but it's a very slim profile, which is good and bad. For, you know, if you're a student and you're carrying binders and textbooks, you're not going to be able to hold maybe as much as you would expect for a bag of this size. But if you're, you know, getting close to graduating, you're looking for a backpack that's going to be professional enough to take into an office environment, that's going to look a little slimmer, this is going to be a great option for that use case. And if you're looking for something else with the Timbuk2 kind of vibe, they have a lot of different styles. They have top-loading bags, they have travel bags, daily bags. And compared to something like Thule, they're not that different quality-wise. I would say maybe there's, depending on the model of the bag, some of Timbuk2's bags feel a little bit more robust. But their designs are very unique. They have a lot of different aesthetics and styles. You can also customize many of their bags. So if, you know, style and aesthetic are the most important to you, you don't want something as techy and futuristic looking as the Thule, then Timbuk2 is going to be another great option to check out. And then the last company I'll mention in this list is Incase, which, like Timbuk2, has a pretty special place in my heart. I've been using their bags for many years now. I always had this kind of cool minimalist vibe associated with Incase. I remember seeing their backpacks in a lot of Apple stores and on their website, so that association always kind of made these bags cool in my opinion, and with good reasons. They're solid bags, they offer good protection and organization for your tech in a very sleek and almost futuristic design. They've come out with a lot of different products over the years. I've tried out many of them, many of their travel backpacks as well. Incase was actually the first company that I reviewed on the channel with their Tracto duffel. So, you know, I have a lot of experience with them, and I really like their designs and the variety of designs that they have. I like that they've maintained their sleek aesthetic. The bag that I have here is the Arc Commuter Pack, which is one of their newer offerings. But one thing that I've always noticed with Incase is that their pricing is a little bit high, especially for the materials that they use on their bags. They're not bad by any means, and they have changed a little bit depending on the model. So this one is made out of recycled fabrics, which I'm sure comes with an added cost. YKK zippers, some of them are aqua guarded. You have Duraflex hardware, so they're well-made bags. But North Face and Patagonia also use very good materials and come in at about half the price point compared with a bag like this. Now I know this has a very sleek and modern style. It almost reminds me a little bit of a Tumi backpack and is one of their newest offerings. It's going to be comfortable and offer a lot of value, particularly if aesthetic is one of your primary concerns. If you want something sleek that's going to be very professional looking, this will be a solid option. But for the price, I think it's a little bit high, and if you want to save some money and get something that's going to be maybe even more durable or just as good, then I definitely recommend, again, checking out some of the Thule, Timbuktu, or even something like Air backpacks, which I didn't include in this list just because they're a little bit newer, but their Tech Pack 2, for example, comes in at about $200. To me, it feels more durable with the ballistic nylon exterior, seems to offer more weather resistant. It also has YKK zippers, tons of great organization, and it's just gonna be a really reliable bag at a similar price point. So some things to consider. Incase, still a good company, some great offerings. I'm excited to see what else they come out with, but hopefully they find a way to lower their price point a little bit in the future. And so to wrap up, I've really enjoyed comparing the bags in this list over the past couple of months. There's some really solid offerings, and if you're considering one of the bags that was mentioned, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any additional questions on anything that I talked about, or if you have suggestions for similar bags that I should check out in the future, as always, please let me know in the comments. And I'm definitely curious to hear what you all thought about this video series, and if you'd like to see more comparison style videos going forward. If that would be of interest to you, let me know what bags you would like to see compared. And I want to thank you as always for watching and supporting the channel. And if you enjoyed this particular video, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.